All right, I believe y'all can see my screen now. Is that right? Maria, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great.
Can see it
Okay.
perfectly.
Awesome. Okay. So co-op at Florida Tech, or cooperative education, is what the long name of it, cooperative education, aka co-op. Basically, here at Florida Tech, it is a way for students to earn academic credit or academic recognition for a work experience that's related to your major. It is open to all main campus students, so no extended studies or online learning students, unfortunately. The academic credit is typically it's an elective credit, typically a general elective credit. There is one class that offers a technical elective credit for you engineering majors. I'll get to that more in just a moment. But basically a big thing you should know is that co-op is optional. It is optional for you to register for co-op. Co-op is technically a class that you will register for manually. It is not, you don't register for it on pause. I would give you a registration form once we went through the application process, and you send that registration form directly to the registrar. So it's not something that you can register just willy-nilly on pause. Also, the registration dates for co-op is a little bit extended. So actually, if someone finds that they're eligible for co-op right now, you can get the application packet from me and begin your registration process right now. Even though the ad drop period is over, we can still get you registered for co-op. So the internship or major related work experience that you would use to apply for co-op, this can look like a lot of different things. So it can be an internship that's called an internship. It can be paid or unpaid. It could just be a part-time job that you've got. But the main thing is, it can also be remote work. Remote work is okay these days, as long as you are a main campus student, and that goes to say for maybe you main campus students who are taking only virtual classes this semester, you're still eligible to do this, to do co-op. And that's true for if you're doing a remote work experience. It's still eligible. So I forgot what I was saying, but the main thing is that it can't just be any type of part-time job. The experience does have to be related to your major or to your intended field of study or your intended work world that you're getting into. And to approve that, you'll see that a part of the application process for co-op, you will have your academic advisor sign off on this, so they kind of vet that for me and for us. You also are required to give me an offer letter from your employer that will kind of go over the stats and the exact qualifications of your work experience. Okay, so like I said, this is optional. It is an option for you. If you get an internship, or if you've had an internship, or if you know you're going to get one, or a work experience that's relevant, you do not have to sign up for co-op. Co-op is, if you're an undergraduate, it's giving you elective credits. So if you don't need those elective credits, or let's say if you are like almost at the limit for your credit capacity within your major, and doing co-op would give you too many credits, then you don't have to do co-op. A benefit of co-op, though, is even besides earning academic credits, is that your work experience gets on your transcript, because co-op is indeed a course. It's a demonstrative learning experience, and though we don't have face-to-face class, you will have assignments that you're responsible for fulfilling throughout the semester of your co-op, and that helps you receive your grade of pass or fail. Which gets me to my next point of that the grading of all co-ops are pass or fail grading, so there's you either do or you don't, essentially. The registration occurs every semester, so even if some students have a part-time internship or job that they are working at all of the time, maybe in the summer they're working full-time, but in the fall they switch to part-time or just a little bit of time, a few hours per week. Regardless of your work experience, or if you don't have pauses in between your work experience, you do need to register for co-op every semester. with me here in career services. The something awesome about co-op is that there's only a one-time registration fee of $100, but there is no added tuition to the co-op course. So you will not pay tuition on the credits you're earning, whether that be 1, 2, or 3 credits, or 0 credits if you're a graduate student. But there is a $100 registration fee for every semester, regardless of the co-op class you were in. So let's get on to your eligibility, which I kind of touched on a little bit for here in my last slide. So you've got to be a main campus student. Unfortunately, it's not open to online students or extended studies. Your GPA's got to be within the good academic standing, which I believe is a 2.0 or higher. That's actually a newer criteria that we have implemented. If we used to have it for undergrads, a 2.5 GPA being the minimum, but if you are working on getting your GPA maybe above where it needs to be, or you're still considered academic good standing with a 2.0 GPA, then we will allow your academic advisor to approve your admission to the program. So that's cool. Of course, you need to land yourself a major-related work experience. Now, of course, this is an important note here at the bottom, a subtext there is that the co-ops cannot be completed for experience that have already happened. AKA, if you had an internship this past summer that just ended, unfortunately, you're not eligible to enroll in co-op now. So co-op cannot be retroactive. You've got to be working the job, or already in the job, and will continue that job throughout the semester to register for co-op. The job, of course, needs to be related to your major or your intended work field. You should register at the beginning of the semester. Okay, something else I wanted to circle back on and talk to you guys about was that here at Florida Tech, we do not have a placement program for co-op. So there are no, we don't have a list of employers or a list of jobs necessarily that are just ready and available and open for students to begin and to register for co-op. So landing that job is very much on, I hate to say on your own, but it is a responsibility you should fulfill before enrolling into co-op. You're not completely alone in that process. However, you can make an appointment here with me or any one of us in career services to do resume reviews, job searching appointments, or any type of guidance you might need to find yourself one of these type of work experiences. You do have resources with us here in career services to help you do that. So I think that's a large misunderstanding of co-op here at Florida Tech, is that the job is on your responsibility. Landing that job or that work experience is up to you, essentially. And we can help you, and we can provide you with resources in order to do that, but you do need to do it in advance, a little bit, at least to get yourself prepared to be landing one of these experiences. All right, and the last bullet point there, I do actually want to tell you guys, I have a hyperlink here and make an appointment with career services. It's going to link you to the Handshake, which is a career services platform, a web platform that we use here in our office for a lot of stuff. When we send this presentation out at the end, of this, and you guys will be able to use these hyperlinks and see your Handshake account if you haven't done so already. And last point was that you need to register at the beginning of the semester, typically as best as you can. Right now, I consider it to be the beginning of the semester. So like I said, if you are finding that you may be eligible for a co-op experience right now, then hit me up after this presentation and we'll get you the application packet and get it started, because we can still register for you now. Okay, moving on. The particular individual co-op courses here, I kind of got a breakdown of that for you guys. So we'll just go through them one by one, I suppose. So CWE 1001, CWE, aka co-op, your work experience, professional work experience. That's just kind of the prefix that we have for our classes that career services offers. So CWE 1001, or co-op 1001, essentially, is open to main campus students, or undergraduate students, I should say, with an established GPA at Florida Tech. So open to all undergraduate main campus students, with the exception of maybe if you are a very, very fresh freshman in that you don't have an established GPA here at Florida Tech yet. We do prefer if you have at least 24 hours, credit hours established here at Florida Tech if you are like a brand new student or an incoming student, a first year, I should say. And for transfer students, we ask that you have an established GPA at Florida Tech. So maybe have a completed semester at Florida Tech, that you're transferred to Florida Tech and then completed one semester. You would have an established GPA at the school, and you would be then eligible for co-op. The CWE 1001s, the first co-op available, first class. So obviously it is a prerequisite to the other CWE courses. So 2001, oops, excuse me. Oh no, guys. Well, let me go back here to the courses. And let's see. Okay. All right. This CWE 1001 is a prerequisite course for the rest of the CWE courses, with an exception of the 3003 and 5000. Get into in just a moment. So it's just because it's 1001 doesn't mean it's only open to freshmen. It's just kind of the first class in a series of co-op classes. With CWE 1001, as well as in the next bullet point, the 2001, 3001, and 4001. Those co-op courses are for undergraduates, and you're eligible to receive 1, 2, or 3 elective credits, general elective credits. So the amount of credits that you are earning per semester has to do with the amount of hours that you are scheduled to work weekly or biweekly, or really throughout the entire semester. So 35 hours plus per week, or about 500 hours per semester, is considered full-time co-op, full-time employment, in which you would be eligible for earning 3 credits. So as it scales down for the amount of hours you would work per week, the amount of credits you earn in class also scales down. So you could get 1, 2, or 3 general elective credits from the CWE 1001, 2001, 3001, and 4001. So the next major bullet point there on the page, 2001, 3001, and 4001, obviously will require completion of the 1001 class, but there really isn't much of a difference in those classes there than the 1001, other than your the amount of times you've taken co-op before. So if it's your second time doing co-op, you're an undergraduate, you would go into 2001 and so on. Maybe the next semester, like if in the fall of the semester, if a student was registering for 2001, in the spring of 2021, we would be registering them for 3001, and so on. Getting to the next bullet point, major bullet point there is CWE 3003, aka the engineering co-op or the technical elective co-op. This co-op is, yes, it is for engineering students because it offers a technical elective credit. So not the general elective credit like the other undergraduate co-ops, but technical elective. And this course only offers 3. So there is no option to do 1, 2, or 3 technical electives in 3003. You can only earn 3 technical electives. So that also alludes to your job should be full-time. The work experience that you're using to apply to this 3003 class should be at least 35 hours a week of your work, of you committed to that work experience. Needless to say, that's 35 hours a week is a lot. It's just 5 hours less than what I work a week, and I work full-time. So typically this 3003 class is popular in the summer when students have an opportunity to work full-time, put those 35 hours at least in per week. But it also, if you schedule it out for the entire semester, it should add up to about 500 hours per semester. Totally, students can register for this in the fall and spring semesters. It's just less it's likely that you're having a job that is taking up at least 35 hours per week. So there are some nuances to the 3003, but it is a great option if you need to fill your schedule with some technical, fill your curriculum with some technical electives. Also important to touch on, I haven't yet, but co-op, it's not just a sign up and you're done type of thing and you pass or fail. There are some reflection and reflective assignments throughout the semester. You will have responsibilities and assignments due throughout the semester. Right now there are 3. There's a midterm check-in, which just has a couple of short answer questions that you would answer at the middle of the semester, as well as the employer evaluation, which all co-op students have to undergo. So you get an evaluation from your employer, from your supervisor, and a final report. I should also talk about the difference between 3003 and the 01. So 2001, 3001, and 1001. The work or the assignments, the responsibilities, the amount of critical thinking and reflective thinking that you'll need to do is more in 3003 than it is in the classes below that. So the 2001, 3001, 4001, and 1001. Those 4 classes, as well as the 5000 graduate co-op, those adhere to the 3 assignments that I just mentioned, whereas 3003, because you are earning 3 technical elective credits, which are typically in those classes you would be taking, as part of your regular schedule. Technical elective courses are typically more rigorous and, for lack of a better word, harder than your general electives. So that is also reflected in this program. 3003 does require more interaction. It requires more back and forth with me. It requires a very particular set of requirements that you would need to meet throughout the semester. Right now, this summer I had a trial run of the 3003 course, and the students were asked to meet with me twice throughout the semester, so have a one-on-one appointment so we can discuss maybe their strengths and weaknesses or what they do on the job, and kind of give them some guidance for completing their activities that are required in the course, which are just a little bit more, like I said, they would require more critical thinking on your part to complete. So do understand that if you're signing up for 3003, it will require a little bit more just of brain power, essentially, for you to acquire those technical credits. All co-op classes require assignments, require you to critically think, but the technical elective does require a bit more, just so you know. Okay, moving on to the last major bullet point there, CWE 5000, the graduate co-op. This reminds me that I haven't mentioned anything about international students yet. I just wanted to let you know, international students are eligible for co-op as long as your main campus students, so not online, not extended studies, and as long as you meet the requirements I've already talked about. So you have to maintain a good academic standing. The only other thing, and I mentioned that on the very bottom here on the screen, international students should always, always, always be in contact with ISSS office, the ISSS office, for any work experience that you have. So whether or not you are using co-op to gain CPT, or if you're just got a job offer and you need to work, or if you're doing an internship related to a class, the ISSS office should be your #1 stop. So they do have an additional process for co-op, because you would be getting, most students would be getting CPT. So CWE 5000, the graduate co-op, it offers 0 credits. Okay, so it's not a very popular option for domestic graduate and doctoral students because it offers 0 credits, but you still can sign up if you'd like to, if you would like your internship experience or your work experience to be reflected on your transcript. Anyone may sign up for the 5000 class. However, it is a really popular option for international students who are graduate or in PhD programs that maybe working off campus, or they're working as well as taking classes, the co-op or the CWE 5000 is a really popular way for them to apply for the CPT. CPT is not handled in this office, so it gets confusing with co-op and CPT to overlap. So if you're an international student, please just know that the ISSS office is your friend when it comes to this process. So they will have a separate application process for you to do at the same time as you're doing the co-op. All right, moving on. Co-op process, and I believe this is our last content slide, and we'll get to some questions after that. Co-op process, so getting registered for co-op, it's quite simple. The hardest part is to get that job, right? So to be planning and landing that job and then just applying it to the co-op is easy, but getting the job might be the hardest part. So step number one is landing your major related position or internship. You will need an official offer letter, so just keep that in mind. Most companies give you an offer letter at this day and age, but understand that whenever you're searching for companies, you may want to be transparent about that with them. There is not much required on behalf of your employer or supervisor whenever you sign up for co-op, except for that employee evaluation that they would be asked to do for you by the end of the semester. A lot of organizations may wonder about that, and just so you know, I recommend being transparent with your employer always if you're signing up for co-op, but it's not like they need to do a bunch of extra paperwork or anything like that for you. So step one, get the job. Step two, complete your co-op application, which right now is not as streamlined of a process as I would love it to be, but we do have a nice fillable PDF of the application for your co-op application, which I do not have public right now. So please reach out to me or anyone here in Career Services to get that application. I typically like keeping it that way. I don't like to keep the application public because I do like for students to reach out to me and so I can get an introduction of them and kind of help them through any maybe special circumstances that they're going through. So at this time, I am asking to be reached out to personally to receive that application. The application is pretty simple. Like I said, it's a fillable PDF document. It's a several pages long, I should say, 4 or 5 pages long. Mostly it's just asking for your student information, for your job information, and there is a page on there where everyone would be required to have their academic advisor sign off on. Basically, they should go through your offer letter and the job experience, and they're just vetting that it is indeed a fitting job or circumstance for your major. And then international students, you would see there is an additional page on there for you all for the ISSS office to sign. Domestic students can obviously surpass that page, but this is also why I like for students to reach out to me to get this information, so we can have a conversation, and so that way the communication portal opens up, and I'm open to questions and all of that. So once we get your registration, your application done, so the application packet's done, I review that, I review your offer letter, make sure your academic advisor is all good with you doing this, and it fits into your schedule, and it fits into your curriculum and all of that. Then I give you a registration form, which used to be a paper form that you would walk down to the registrar's office here in the Harris Commons building, but now it is virtual. It's still a PDF though. It's still a registration form that you would manually or virtually email to the registrar's office with my e-signature on there, and you would eventually sign it as well. So that gets sent straight to the registrar's office, and then once they confirm receipt of that, then it's usually like a matter of hours, no more than like 1 business day. Then you would pay your registration fee for the class, which is that $100 fee, one time per semester, $100 fee. You'd pay that online on pause, and that's it. Then you are registered for co-op. and I would send you a syllabus for the course to kind of that details the assignments. I would send you a welcome email, and by this point, we should definitely already be friends. So you would kind of be getting the play-by-play from me at that point. So it's actually relatively simple to get into co-op and to fulfill the requirements once you are registered. The hardest part is definitely just landing that opportunity, landing that job. And I want you all to know that even if you can't use that we're here, I want you to know that we're here to help you with that process of finding a job. And even if we don't apply it to co-op program, or you can still get a very meaningful work experience, even if you're not applying it to the co-op program. However, I would strongly recommend, if you can, if you do have a work experience or you get one that is applicable for this program, that you register for it. Not only is it a great way to supplement some elective credits, it's also relatively cheap comparatively compared to spending tuition on other classes. It's also kind of like you're saving some time, I should say, because even though you are working and hopefully making a little money, even though these internships or work experiences can be unpaid, by the way, then you're working and gaining experience and getting this awesome professional experience or an introduction to your field while also earning credits. So it's a good savior of time, I should say. Also a fun experience to, in my opinion, to be able to work with me and really reflect on your experience and understand how your work experience or internship or externship, maybe not externship, but those are typically really short. I don't know if we can apply that to co-op, but your work experience, we can learn how it's going to benefit you for the future, beyond just the obvious technical experience. We can really talk about or have opportunities to talk about how you're getting more rounded as an applicant or as a future applicant based off of this experience. So I really love to facilitate co-op, and I'm always looking to meet new people and get new students into the program. So please, next slide is going to have my information there in the middle. Give me an email, send me an email at your leisure, at your convenience, and whether you have questions or you need to receive the co-op application packet, or if you want to set up an appointment with me to start looking at your resume and looking at job opportunities, we can totally do that. So please let me know. The first bullet point there, or it's not a bullet point, but the first chunk of information there is the co-op FAQ. So it's just a frequently asked questions sheet. I printed it out for myself here just in case I needed it. I don't. I am the frequently asked questions answerer. So just that's where you can receive it whenever you guys get this presentation. You can click that and receive those FAQs. And down there at the bottom is just another hyperlink to Handshake. If you guys have not activated your Handshake account or just logged into your Handshake account, which is how you activate it, please do so. You have one already as just being a student at Florida Tech. So it is connected to your Tracks login. So you will be prompted to log in with your Tracks. And it'll take you into Handshake, which is a career services platform. It's what we use to announce upcoming events and track upcoming events. But it's also where a lot of employers from all over the country are seeking student employment. So they post jobs, they post internships there. I think right now we have like over 4,000 job postings on our Handshake, and that is jobs that employers specifically ask to be posted to our students. So Handshake's awesome. If you haven't gotten a chance to check that out, please do. It's also a way for you to set up appointments if you don't want to call, or if you want to look at the career services appointment calendar, you can do that on Handshake and schedule your own appointment as well. All right, that's it. That's all I've got for you guys. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to open this up to questions. So please, if there are any questions that you'd like to ask right now, please put them in the chat box. I've got no questions coming in. So I'll give it like another 30 seconds for you guys to put those questions in. I see people leaving, so could be a good sign. I hope I covered everything that was necessary for you guys. Like I said, please, my inbox is open, my phone is open, and I don't believe I have my number on the slideshow, so I'll put it here down at the bottom or into the chat. I put my direct phone line or office phone line there for you guys to call if you need it. Oh, Aaron has a question. Here we go. Aaron asks, so because co-op counts as an elective, it will count towards necessary credits to receive financial aid, correct? Correct. It is regular credits, yes. You're welcome. Thank you, Aaron. All right, guys, we'll give it another minute. Any questions, please come in. It's a nice day outside, so I hope you guys get outside today. It's not raining like it is typically at this time of day. It should start to cool down here soon, hopefully too, so you can start enjoying some Florida weather. I'm sure it was quite a surprise or a change for those of you who maybe haven't lived in Florida before and came for your first time this semester. It can be pretty difficult to do, but welcome. You haven't sweated yourself into nothing yet, so great. Thank you, Brian. Have a great day. Okay, Mariana, she asks, excuse me, they ask, will you be able to help directly connect students with a co-op? So it's an interesting question because a co-op can mean anything. A co-op, it can mean a part-time job, it can mean an internship, it doesn't necessarily have to be a work experience that is being advertised by the company as a co-op. So short answer, well, there's no short or long answer. It's only a long answer. I can help students with the finding a job process, with doing a resume, doing a mock interview, landing a job in general, whether or not you're going to use that for a co-op experience. So Mariana, please, if you need help, please make an appointment with me and we can start the whole process. And ideally, yes, all students who come to me, we can get you a co-op opportunity. Of course, there are many factors that will rely on that. But at this school, no, we do not have like an active list or like a placement program for co-op jobs. I hope that helps. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, guys, I'll give it just another minute here. I see some people still are in, so please get those questions in and I will be ending this shortly. Thank you all so much for coming, by the way. Thank you very much. All right, I think we can end it now. Thank you, Sheena. Thanks so much. All right, bye you guys. Reach out to me if you need to. Have a great evening. Have a good Friday tomorrow and a great weekend. Bye-bye.